Hello and welcome to another episode of SnowRunner Hard Mode with TruScore Gaming. Today we are back in Alaska and will be completing all the tasks in Northport beginning with the Lost Service Trailer. I'm starting on this side of the map, and the only reason for that is I want to be close to the factory and several of the tasks will require metal beams. One thing worth mentioning on the upgrade nearby is that you want to approach it head on right up the center of the incline and cut in between the trees. If you try to go around any other way, your neighbors will hear you swearing up a storm. The service trailer is located nearby, and once picked up is just a short drive back to the factory. This is one of those tasks that you can complete later if you want to hold on to the service trailer until you're done with all the rest of the contracts. There are other options on the Alaskan maps for repair, so I ended up just completing it for now. On the way back towards the garage, we can now complete Rock Obstacle, which simply requires a single load of metal beams. Nothing too difficult about this one, but you should be planning ahead and positioning all the free fuel that is available to you in this region. It's still too early to tell, but for right now it looks as though Alaska will have enough fuel to complete everything and maybe even transport some of that black gold into other regions. Drop off the single load of metal beams at the Rock Obstacle and cross another task off your list. Continuing down the same road, past the garage and heading down towards the port will be Metal Bridge. The only requirement for this one is a single load of metal beams, just like we did in the last task. This will open up the southern portion of the map as well as the mega trailer of fuel found at the port. Next task on our list is called Can't Go to Waste. This one is easy to overlook as it's located off the beaten path near the port and does not show up when visiting the local watchtower. Be sure to fill up on fuel at the semi-fuel trailer at the port and then head down the nearby road to find this task. To complete it, you'll need to tow an international lodestar down a very narrow path and across an unstable bridge to the nearby house on the hill. It's easier than it sounds, and it's actually quite a nice trail which, once you reach the end, you wish would have been a little longer. For abandoned supplies, we will head back over to the other side of the map where there is a curtain trailer near the factory. Just hook up to it and tow it over to the nearby delivery point. You'll need a truck with all-wheel drive and diff lock to make it look easy. Next, we have the lost tube, which makes you realize really quick that there aren't any free trailers laying around in the area that will allow you to load and pack this cargo, which requires 4 slots. To avoid having to pay for a trailer that can handle this, you'll need to travel all the way up to Pedro Bay. There you'll find a 4-slot trailer waiting for you at the local trailer store. Once you have that equipped on your rig, now you can properly complete this task, which involves recovery of a lost tube and transport back to the drilling site. Next up is oil tank delivery just down the road from the fuel station nearest the gateways. Not far from the oil tank is the raised suspension upgrade for the Freightliner M916A1. It's a good idea to have a truck like the Western Star that comes with all-wheel drive and diff lock because there's some real deep mud in this area. Once you get it back to the fuel station, it's a good idea to siphon up to 90% of the fuel into another container. For this, I'll be using the fuel carrier add-on for the Cat 745C. Now just drop off the oil tank with 10% fuel left over to complete this task. For the next task, lost oil tank, we need to head up to the trail near the garage. Along the way you can pick up the raised suspension upgrade for the Ford CLT 9000. Not that you'll get any use out of it, but it's found in this area. There's a Scout fuel trailer that needs to be towed back to the nearby radio tower. I ended up just completing this task with the Cat 745C so that I could siphon the fuel out of the trailer before turning it in. I wouldn't advise doing this task in such a big rig, as there are several areas that it can be hard to squeeze past. Luckily I didn't get stuck, so we can keep on trucking. We're doing Stuck in the Mountains next, which just requires a bit of careful driving, making sure you don't tip over on the inclines on your way to rescue a stranded pickup truck. Once you make it safely to the top, just winch onto the pickup and tow it back to the camp to complete this task. Over near the service hub near the garage is our next task, containers in the river. I'll be using the trailer that I picked up earlier from Pedro Bay, and I'll leave it parked on the main road near the trail that leads to the containers. I'm using the Western Star with crane to yank the containers out of the river and then drive them over to the trailer for loading. Once the trailer is all loaded up, it's time to deliver them to the port. In the southwestern part of the map, there are 2 more road obstructions that need to be cleared, and these are Rocks Fall, which requires 2 loads of wooden planks. You can pick these up at the log station along the way. On the other side of the same road, you'll find the next task, Stone Fall, which just requires a load of metal beams. Rescuing the Royal BM-17 is not a task, but it should be. It can be found in the southwestern part of the map and can be towed all the way back to your garage for repair. Don't forget to pick up the engageable all-wheel drive upgrade for the CAT CT680, which can be found across from the Royal BM-17. The truck will need 580 repair points and is low on fuel. You can get most of it repaired by picking up the maintenance repair trailer found at the nearby factory. This will get you about half of the repairs done, and the additional fuel will help you get back to the garage. Next, we have bags on ice, which can be completed anytime you're near the garage. We were already on our way back with the Royal BM-17 when I decided now was as good of a time as any to complete this task. You can easily knock this one out with a truck that has a crane and sideboard bed. You'll just need to follow the road the house is located on and basically follow it around in a loop, collecting all the cement loads. Start with the loads that are on the ice, as these are the furthest away, and work your way back to the house so that when you stack the remaining loads on top of your sideboard bed, you only have a short distance left to travel. If you can drive slow and careful without tipping your cargo, you'll have no issue completing this one. Time to switch back to our Ank MK38, which is now looking for more work in the southwest portion of the map. We can easily complete Trailer Park, which just requires taking the road up the mountain where we cleared the previous road obstructions. Enjoy this nice trek up the mountain. Not far from the trailer park, you can pick up the task for Powerlines Check at the factory. You'll need to visit a series of checkpoints which happen to be on top of various inclines. Checkpoint A can be done first all on its own. Then it's a good idea to make the trip over to the road near checkpoint C to complete both checkpoints B and C together in one trip. Finally, once you visit checkpoint D, which is also the easiest of the bunch, that will complete this task. Over to the north, we need to take a drive to find the radio tower. This is probably the best track on this map and is the most enjoyable to drive. Follow this path to locate the radio tower and enjoy the views along the way. Last but not least is the task to recover the drowned Hummer, which is located a short drive from the garage. This is the route I took after completing Find the Radio Tower. Once you locate the Hummer, you just need to winch it back to the parking spot at your garage, and you'll complete this task and unlock the Hummer H2 to add to your fleet. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of SnowRunner Hard Mode as much as I did. We have finally accrued over 300k in currency. It seemed like we were stuck at the 250k range for a while there. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back soon with more SnowRunner videos.